This means like it is. Now I'm gonna talk about the Afeni Shakur. I'm sorry. I wanted to get enough details, and I'm discussing with this phone. I cannot. I don't know why YouTube didn't got rid of the webcam because I'm tired of using this phone for recording, and if I use my computer for recording, it's not gonna record well. It's gonna take for our next day to record. I don't know why it does that on my computer, but we're gonna talk about the Afeni Shakur legacy and also Tupac. I was going on when I was doing this video until my alarm on this phone came on, which did not save on my battery or whatever on YouTube, and that's why I'm doing this again. Okay, I'm trying to elaborate what I said in my other video. Okay, Afeni Shakur had passed away earlier this year, this month. Okay, and I had to mourn her death. Like I said, if anyone knows me, I know more about her son more than I know about her. That's why I want to get every detail besides her being a Black Panther, being Tupac's mom, about past drug use, also fighting against death row, and winning all stuff. I wanted to get more. So, one thing I hate is that it's too many talk about conspiracy theorists about her death. I do not doubt that maybe she got killed because she fought against death row records and the record industry to get her son's rights. And also, her husband not getting nothing, thank God, okay? But I want to know more about her. You know, because it's funny when you have your child's celebrity. We know more about the celebrity more than we know about her. That's why I didn't hardly cover her death, and I tried to find more information about her as possible in her legacy, because she did stay out the spotlight. She just wanted as to be Tupac's mother, not she's a community activist after Tupac's death, of course. But you know what I'm saying. You bring up Afeni, we know more about Tupac, and so when I was doing this video, I noticed that, and I think we got cut off due to the alarm. I was mostly talking about Tupac's legacy more than her. But I'm gonna try to cover much more about her. And we know more about her on Dear Mama song. Okay. And so I'm trying to cover a lot, trying to find more about her. I know that she was a community activist. She was a former Black Panther. She changed her name to Afeni Shakur. She fought a case that the government would not be shocked if this was a conspiracy against. It was a conspiracy against the Black Panthers, who saying they're bombing no buildings when they was not bombing any buildings in New York. And she was intelligent. She did not have a law degree, and she fought the case and won. I know that she, while she was raising Tupac, she became the victim of the crack epidemic, but I'm glad she changed her life around. And then prior to after Tupac's death, what I saw in the video, and I want to cover this as well, what I was talking about in the video was that her death, his death, talking about Tupac's death, it needs to be reviewed now. Why I'm saying this is because when she tried to get the rights to Tupac's music after he died, it took a while for her to fight against different records. She not lied and told her that he was going to help her, and he didn't. And I wanted to cover this because this is lessons to be learned, and we need to, and I'm glad we're at this situation, the Trump situation, the Black Lives Matter, Latino, all these movements coming out. Race is finally being taught. I've been talking about race for a long time. People try to hush under the rug. Now we're about to talk about the Zimmerman case and all this other stuff that happened a couple years ago, and Mike Brown. Now we you know what I'm saying. I want y'all to understand something. When I talk about this subject, it's not of wishful thinking. It is actually factual thinking. And I knew that in the future, there's going to be an issue growing. Okay? And the reason I bring up the race in situation is because, we're talking about Afeni, because she did fight, she was moving, race was the issue, okay? She was in the movement. She was, you know what I'm saying? this has to do with the record label industry being racist and people in the industry who claim not to be coons, who want to be the real nigga. Okay, I hate that word. Actually being the real nigga for white racist people. And the real Suge Knight is because Suge Knight was the main puppet master and puppet at the same time of this situation. If anybody, a young millennials, is trying to be like Tupac in a thug mentality, not the intellectual Tupac that it was before he was singing Bring About God Baby. That was Tupac I like. Bring God Baby, and you know what I'm saying, he was a conscious rapper then. You know what I'm saying? He was not the gangster rapper, but he had to make his image look bad. He with that falsely rape case, and when he was locked up, the devil who came in Angel Light came in. Talking about Suge Knight came in and introduced him to Death Row Records, and that's when he set up the whole East Coast West Coast situation. The media promoted it, okay, and so that's the reason why we have Biggie and Tupac there. Also, too, don't you understand that? And I'm bringing this up. Straight out of Compton, Tupac's murder. We noticed that the gangster rap and even Ice Cube could back this up, did not make enough money while they was promoting this cooning Medingo Negro, hyper-masculine, savage mentality that the white racist media wanted to promote. When that white man who does not want to reveal himself, who's afraid of losing his career and his life, from Europe, who made that video about how the record industry and the prison industry, is why I'm bringing the Clinton and Trump situation, has a lot to do with this situation. The private prison owners are funding Hillary Clinton's campaign. When they got together to promote gangster rap, and the white folks who was not want to be part of that, knew how racist was kicked out, had guns drawn at them, and threatened to reveal this, they'll end up losing their life and their career to be blacklisted. Worse than Monique, okay? In Hollywood, in the industry, this was a tool to destroy not only African Americans, Latinos, and anybody of color, but mainly because African American descent was the major majority of the time before Latinos started to grow. Population started to grow, okay? So that's why okay? And this is the real reason why. The same thing's going through Corridos. Anybody know Corridos was not Corridos until later on, okay? So that's exactly the trend. That's why Trump talked about Mexicans and Latino immigrants being murderers and rapists, because Corridos promote that industry, that image. So the gangster rap promote that image as well, okay? And any brother that chooses, or anybody of color chooses to become a gangster rapper, to understand that you're not making enough money compared to the people who are promoting you. Tupac died with nothing. And whenever time Tupac wanted money and demanded money, Suge Knight, and I bet the other people in the scope too, gave him cars, money, because he think he living good. But he not living good. He living for them, but pacify him. It's no different than the house slave. The house slave thinks he got it good because he's in the house with the master, while the field slave is struggling out there. But the big house is now owned by the house slave. Did y'all get the whole situation? Okay. So while you're promoting a bad image of minorities, especially African American descended men, you're not making enough money compared to live. And they will pacify you with cars, big house, everything. It's no different than V. Stiviano. The black Mexican chick that was being the thought for Donald Sterling. Was it Donald Trump? Donald Sterling. She got to get all that money back now after she revealed that he was a racist. After Sheriff Sterling came in, none that was hers. The cars, everything. She lived good, sleep with this old white man. Regardless if he was Jew or not. I know he's Jew, but still, it goes on with the Gentiles too. So, that's exactly what happened. So when she fought against Death Row, it took her a while. It did. Because they was making Tupac, I'm sorry to say this, to be the slave of the industry by promoting this ugly image about us after he got locked out. I mean, like they got out of jail, excuse me. The thug life, please. That's why I don't call myself a thug. I don't live that thug life. I get criticized even in the hood for not dressing like a thug and not acting like a thug. I'm called a punk and never had sex with a dude. You know what I'm saying? Because of this industry, but these brothers who buy into that hyper-masculine, Mandingo Negro, savage mentality was no different. They promoted in the Birth Nation with the mulatto, Silas Lynch, okay? In the Jiggles and Coons and Mammies and stuff that was in that movie. This goes way back. So I want y'all to understand that, remember, I'm changing the subject about Afeni Shakur's life. She had to fight hard to get her son's music under her name because of this crap. Okay? And that's what, and anyone that, and I know that people who mistreat people or force people to work for them and I get nothing because of spoiled brat growing up. I was spoiled, but not spoiled to have my own. And it was, and I'm sorry to say this, but put my family on here, but this is, I don't care what anybody say. This is my experience, and I can speak for myself, and I can't speak for nobody else. I don't want nobody speaking for me and trying to put their own, because I want to hear the interpretation. It's my interpretation I see now. As I've analyzed the situation, when I was getting spoiled and being told, I got away with a lot, and I got away with everything, but the stuff that was given to me was not mine. So as soon as it happened, what they say, I'm gonna take away from you. Yeah. And as I got older, that happens to me. That's why I don't like to get anything from my family. Because if something goes down, if I don't do, if I live my own and be my own person, that's why I'm a very intelligent person to this day. They'll try to take away from me. That's why I don't want to see it, because they use me. It's no different what St. Peter said in the scripture, the second chapter of 2 Peter, where he said that they'll exploit you with fabrications. So this is happening, and as I know. And I know that when I changed the subject on me, but I have to relate to the situation. I was saying about the video when I was making this video before my alarm popped up and messed with my video. I was doing about this Afeni Shakur, so I can understand, even though I wasn't in Tupac's financial state. Being a millionaire, but then I'm not being a millionaire at the same time. So let me say, when I was struggling, I had a doctor who put me on these prescription medications. Wicked doctor from, very wicked doctor from New Orleans. I won't mention his name because I want to get in a legal situation. I actually sent him to the state in 2014 after him being mean to me. And I'm sorry, if it was out in the street, I probably did something. I don't want to go in jail. And I'm bipolar because, besides me growing up. And I know if anyone yells and mistreats you, they're not a good person, okay? So, what happened was when I was struggling in 2009, I moved in this apartment, I almost fought getting in one eviction case, working at a job that was very, cutthroat, evil people on the job, and not working enough with that snitch on the person. I was going to donate plasma, and I was taking a blood thinner before I was diagnosed bipolar, and the blood thinner was for medication to use, and it actually messed my mentality up. I didn't recognize it right then and there, okay? Stuff that I normally do when I not do. I had intrusive thoughts, all that. Of hearing voices because of that medication. Don't hear it no more. And I know myself, it's funny, I outsmart the doctor. And so what happened was, I started taking medication. And during that time, they said I was on the medication, and they told me I could not donate plasma until the doctor said I am not on it. So when he took me off the medication and kept me on medication, I told him, can you please tell these people? He refuses to tell the people I was not on the medication. Like, he didn't want me to have nothing. Every time I tried to go to help myself, he would not help me. The reason why that I did not, for example, if you saw my hair was short, if you saw in 2007 and 2006, I had my hair longer, and I cut it. If y'all follow me on MySpace, if y'all were my MySpace friends or whatever, it never ever came on my MySpace channel, the reason I did that is to get out of my family house. I got offered for a job to go to Hawaii to work on a cruise line ship. $6 an hour time $6 an hour, I at least will make you more money because you don't get no days off until 1 month off. You go on a cruise line. So they told me to cut the hair, do a physical, and get physical head psychiatric evaluation. So I went back to MHR. Was on MHR, I got a job corps. When I came back here, because I wanted to, have my time to drink, so continue doing medication. So when I was dealing with problems with my family, it was worse. The doctor I got was mostly helping the family more than helping me. Act like the stuff that I was going through was that's why they have on schizophrenia disorder. Schizophrenia, you act like the stuff is there when it's not there, when it actually was. So, and I noticed that he was, in time he tried to act like he was a friend when he wasn't. I can detect that. Put me on these medications. Every time I took the medication, he would not listen to me. That's why I didn't tell him for a long time. I kept solid. I played this along for a while to say, on my own. And I said, I want to off the medication. I'm having intrusive thoughts. I'm explaining this to him. He thinking, oh, yeah, I'm the one you do. Had that ugly attitude. Excuse me, I know myself more than you do because I live in this body. You don't. And I never had this situation until I was on this medication in Vega. So, what happened, I stopped taking the medication. And he took me off. He said, next time, you're on contract, you get you off the service. So what happened was when I tried to get him to tell the people I was not on this on the Invega and the other medication that helped Invega from not having side effects, he refused. So what he did, and I told my caseworker, it wasn't a Nigerian, it was a white man at the time. Both him and the Nigerian woman I had later on were not good workers. I got them off my case, thank God, and I got him off my case later on. What happened was when I was when I told the case where I want this doctor off my case, I do not like him, and what he did was, so I was getting welfare, and I got denied welfare because I wasn't because I don't know how the way they want you to look for a job is by a minute, or by an hour, not by days, like unemployed benefits. So I was new to that because I remember I didn't grow up on welfare. You know what I'm saying? I started getting welfare in 2012. And I came into this apartment. So, I don't even be hungry. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. And what happened was he pacified me because in order to get, look for work, he gave them a letter to them saying that expel me from the welfare, take me off that requirement because whatever. So I gave them to the workforce center and everything. And next thing, I go, of course, thank God I started getting working again. But still, I don't have to look for a job, and I still be on welfare due to him. But besides food, I need money to survive, pay rent, go bus fare, whatever. And this man did not see my well-being. He wanted me, and I noticed that when I had my other doctor, my other caseworker, they knew that my family was abusive, but they kept telling me to go back to them. That's the reason why I was bipolar. I had a suicide because of how they was treating me. Besides the environment outside the home, I got mistreated at school, but they was my tormentors as well. And so they pacified me as home. When I was at home, oh, I love you by giving me things, but they talk to me any kind of way. And that's not love, okay? So you don't talk to somebody you love any kind of way. Regardless that you're a child, your parent, whatever. You're supposed to have mutual respect for that person. They didn't believe in that. So they knew that I was against that. And the doctor, I can tell personally, believe that type of abuse, okay? Because any doctor and psychiatrist know that type of behavior will cause a person to have psychiatric disorder. I watched this many times on talk shows and everything, and talk to doctors themselves, and they would let you know that anytime you go in a abuse situation, you will have side effects to it. Anybody denies that are not until on the other side. And then later on, this doctor acted ugly with me in 2014. I had to get rid of him. And I look back at the situation that I should have got rid of him a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why. So that's why anybody that acts ugly towards me, you're not going to fool me with that bull BS that you're on my side. I'm sorry. I ain't the perfect in the world, but I know that the Bible tells you this itself that love is not quick to rude and prove an injury. It says in the 13th chapter of the 1 Corinthians, New American Version, and also it tells you that, Paul tells you that, the slave of the Lord corrects in kindness in 2 Timothy chapter 2, 24, 26. That's why I know when a person, and I was, you know what I'm saying? So, you don't correct an ugly and arrogant and evilness. And people who do that, they're not, I'm sorry, I don't care what they claim to be, they're not doing godly work, okay? I know when I act that way, it's not godly. What makes you different than me? Your title does not stop you from doing that. You're still a human being at the end of the day, and you still have to abide by treat people the way you want to be treated rule, okay? Let's go to rule, okay? So that's how I know. So the reason I mention this is because the doctor pacified me. I had people every time I say something to somebody, they're doing something wrong, they pacify you. But remember, when they're giving you, it's not yours, it's theirs. And something goes on, they can take it away from you. Well, same thing with Tupac. When he argued and won his money, Suge Knight and record label Death Row and I'm probably in school, they gave him money, whatever, to shut him up. So that's why when Afeni, when her son died, when she went to go fight, she had to fight tough and nail, and that's sad, And Suge Knight, and one thing I'll mention on my other video when I was doing this, Danny Boy, who used to sing with Tupac, who's on DJ Flag. I questioned Danny Boy that because at the beginning of your video, it's seeming you on Suge Knight's side. You also criticized Michelle A. But later on, you start to now say that he didn't care about you. He'll offer himself. And I mean, I can see anybody that's mean and arrogant. I dealt with those type of people growing up. So I know that you're a slave to the system for them. And they sit back and you do all, you do their dirty work for them. And that same thing we say about Donald Trump. The white people who are poor, struggling, living in trailer parks and everything else, think that Donald Trump gonna get cut Donald Trump's white privilege check. They're being bamboozled too. The only ones who are gonna benefit from Donald Trump winning is gonna be the wealthy ones like him. And why white folks at the Trump rally who are poor, who are middle class, who spend their folks and acting ugly for Donald Trump, they're not gonna get no check from Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get a card like at the Oprah show for Donald Trump for supporting him. Okay? So I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, y'all get my point. So it's the same thing with y'all working for Death Row. Y'all thought that Death Row was a huge success because it was, it was owned by a black man, we're not pure black, but y'all know what I'm talking about, black identified man. Is what I'm saying, but it was operated by white racist people, whether it be Jew or Gentile, okay? No matter what their faith is. These people was wicked, they was exploiting you, and they got billions of dollars you're exploiting, call yourself a nigga, and talking about bitching hoes, and killing your nigga, and this and that, and all this other stuff. I mean, trust me, if a white man was saying this on a record label, you automatically think he was a Ku Klux Klan or a Nazi person, but no. It's a person African American descent who got white DNA. Ain't nobody be dark skin, light skin. Talking about killing nigga, I hate niggas and all this other stuff. And I'm gonna, talking all that crap. Fuck that nigga, this, and all other stuff. I mean, I swear, if these people were pure 100% white of their DNA, I would thought it was Ku Klux Klan folks talking. But no, they some brothers talking like this. And I live in the hood. You hear dudes constantly acting like this. And they think it's pro-black. And they're not being called coons by what we did. That's the shocking part. So the point is, the record label loves to see y'all act like the stereotypical Jigaboo coons and Sakata Uncle Ruckuses and Sakata Aunt Mamas and everything else for them. That's exactly what y'all are doing. But that being the big $1 million, the money that Tupac deserved probably was a small cut, probably went to Suge Knight, and the rest went to them doggone folks in Interscope Records who was in line with them. That's exactly what happened to Tupac. So I'm going to bring Shakur life and legacy and Tupac's, her fighting. But I wanted to my audience who listen to me know that's why thank God I refuse to play that role in the entertainment industry. I refuse to. And, so that's why. So, but going back to the finish Shakur, I do think that she probably got killed. Because she beat Suge Knight, she beat the record label, the Interscope Records, and this, I don't mean it's the Illuminati stuff, but this is, my conspiracy, this is a race issue. I forget Illuminati, I forget all that. I'm talking about race and politics. Because main people who bid for Tupac's music were white people who own Interscope. That's who made more money. While y'all being slaves and talking about nigga this and nigga that, they made more money. And it's sad that the mother of that rapper had to fight tooth and nail because the brother who claimed to love his people, you know, a big, tall, light-skinned brother who claimed to love his people, was being used by the industry as well, but getting huge money to exploit his people. Did I help? Y'all get it? Y'all really get what I'm trying to say? That's why I don't feel sorry for Suge Knight. I don't feel sorry for Suge Knight at all. Besides him being a bully, and you know what I mean, being bullied by other people, I don't like bullies, okay? Of any color. For example, when New York got spit on by Pumpkin, I know it was a white woman, but nobody, even the sisters, did not like New York, okay? I have a more operation for her now because I see why she got this attitude from her mother, sister passing, so-called sister passing, okay? But y'all looked at race, but the moment when they were doing the charm school thing, and they were doing a preview of it, and Pumpkin was out there with her family, talking to the white woman on Favorite Love, black folks, people African American people came out there and said, we support you, we will grab y'all spit on that, yeah, because she was a bully, and she was making sisters look terrible, and she's promoted for doing that. Viacom, who put private industry, who promoting private prison owners to put us in jail, are promoting their image. Okay, that's the real reason why the New York is the head woman in charge, because she because she promote that negative image for sisters. Okay, the ratchetness, but she get that from her mom who claim to be religious, you know, and that's another subject. But still, but point is, that's why. It's a whole game. And someone like me who, you know, that the reason why the industry, and I'm getting people in the industry want to talk to me and on Twitter, and I have to keep my eye open. But the reason why it took me long for someone like me to become trying to pursue the entertainment industry is because they don't want to see that. Me singing Tejano music, me singing in Spanish and English speaking music that had nothing to do with glorifying black on black violence and stuff like that, or whatever, and call myself the N-word. They don't want to see that. They want to see me to be dumbed down, ugly, in the brute, and everything else. And they hate the fact I claim my multiracial roots, so they want to use my black DNA, the one drop of it, to exploit it. That's the whole reason why I get upset with people, because I know what the type of game you're playing is. Exploit that DNA. You know, you don't care for the DNA because you would care. You would not have your attitude be totally different. But no, you want to see that in those who go along with it. Music loves company, okay? So that's why. And the reason I'm bringing this up because this woman had to go through a lot of that. And I don't have to be rocket science. I just know, okay? Your son dies and you have to fight for this, and he was exploited. You know what I'm saying? You raised him differently, you know. When that song "Dear Mama" that's the best song of that album. The rest of the other one, you know what I'm saying. And so, yeah, on Me Against the World, the best song was "Dear Mama." I love that song. Okay, you know what I'm saying. And she raised, even though she was a crack fiend, and everybody he said it because even though she was crack fiend mama, she also was black queen mama because she promoted him to do positive. Tupac, when he was at that performing arts school, did not act like a thug. He was friends with Jada Pinkett. They had dreams. His mentality was rather similar to mine. He was intellectual. He was smart. He was not like a thug. He rapped about Brenda Got a Baby. The song, I love that song. He talked about real issues that was hurting the community. And when he started to get big in that that rape case, that false rape case came in, that's when it becomes a problem. They kept talking about how he got shot. I mean, MTV, they talking about how he shot police officers. My question is why he got by with it? You know what I'm saying? If he shot these police officers in different parts of the country. I remember back in the 90s hearing about him being, you know what I'm saying? So, and I asked that question. He was on Digital Underground, and he was like, what changed him? The industry did. And they wanted him to be the thug, okay? And if he did shoot white police officers in different parts of the country or got all this other stuff, he got by with it because he was exploiting the community. When he became with Death Row Records, he was being the we call it the stepping fetcher. Okay, he was, what I'm saying, and Suge Knight was helping to be himself. He thought, and so that's the reason. That's why Suge Knight gets a lot in jail. He goes to jail. He can still get because of what he did for white racist people. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole game. So that's why. And if he does get by in this case, what happened to their brother in Sarah Compton, the guy he ran over, don't be shocked. The white folks, imagine it was a white man get ran over, a pure white man. Oh, no, he'd be locked up. But no, since it was one of us, definitely, y'all get my point. That's the whole dynamic of the situation. And that's why, but anyway, going back to Afeni, she raised him better than that. But during his career, they changed him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't promoting thug life when he was talking about Brenda Got a Baby. He wasn't promoting that. Somebody that Tupac, has, and he wasn't talking about hit him up. You know what I'm saying? And Suge Knight lied and said that Biggie and what's his name had something to do with that. Biggie and Diddy, they didn't shoot Tupac. Anybody know in Queens, which is I had to be careful. I become famous going to Queens. We got a bunch of crabs and barrels in Queens, and it's in every neighborhood. Okay, in our community, it's sad that we can't get together and to support each other. Like for example, when Selena got killed, the folks in the Latino community wanted to kill, on Salvador, not the other way around where they're trying to look to kill Selena. You know what I'm saying? This woman, you know what I'm saying? But no, and Selena did not live in a big house. She lived in a normal house, even though she was making millions. Okay, it was shocking to me. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So Grammy and everything didn't live in a big mansion. She lived in the barrio, middle class barrio. You know what I'm saying? So. But let's say if one of us, let's say I'm living in the hood right now and I'm making 10 times money, got a Grammy, nominated, everything, I'm sorry to say this, some brother or some sister, not to say all of us like that, but somebody will try to do something to me worse than a white racist person or Hispanic person do to me. Do y'all know that? It's sad. So, Queens, New York, if Tupac got killed, shot to keep over there, Queen Latifah robbed down there. Jam Master Jay been killed. What's that brother whose French Montana's friend that died last year? I don't understand what it is in that area, but that's why. So, that's what. So if Tupac, she should know that he was an actor. If Beyonce, God forbid, walked in Queens, God forbid somebody happened to her. You know what I'm saying? And about East Coast, West Coast, this and that. It's because somebody is jealous. They don't like this, who's in our community don't want to see us successful. You know what I'm saying? They want to rob and steal, but they want to know why nobody want to come to the hood once they get out the hood. And I was telling somebody, I'm sorry, I wouldn't, I have to have a lot of bodyguards, somebody in the HPD or somebody if I became, coming to, because I have to have, people who work in the legal field to defend me, and I have to carry a gun my own self if I try to go in the hood. And it's sad. It's sad. So, even for example, the Jacksons, people in Gary, I met people in Gary who told me if the Jacksons was to come back to where they're from, they might do something to them. Yeah. Yes. So it's sad if they're supporting the Jacksons and saying that one of us, they made it. No, they want to steal from them. So that's why I'm saying it. So, but no, Tupac, no, I wish I was young then, but I wish I would have told Tupac, that no, Diddy had some Prada Bells in Queens to try to do something to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. But, anyway, but to go back to the Afeni, I hope to hear more details about her death. And, I want to hopefully find more about her, because I know you can tell I know more about her son compared to her, okay? And hopefully we'll find out the more true details, you know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on truthful details about Prince, and I still haven't heard anything about Emilio Nevada, so I'm trying to keep up with all the 3 deaths that happened, in this spring. I don't want to hear no Illuminati claims that they got no reliable, just people just making theories up. But I do want to know that true facts, and I know that when you become you have intellectual property, and they after you because you gonna make more money than they are. You know what I'm saying? Because you done your work. So that's all I have to say, y'all. So anyway, God rest, again, Shakur, this beautiful queen in our community, and so that's why she's a beautiful, beautiful African queen in our community. You know what I'm saying? Who did with everything her power. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad like I said, her son. Not her son, her husband. Her husband ain't getting nothing. Ain't getting nothing. And true, they say, nah, they ain't getting nothing from the money. And it's sad that even that crowd restoration because he was trying to get money for it. It's sad that. But we need to start writing wills. And like I say, that we need to, it's, even though you don't have a kid, like Prince didn't have a kid, you still can hear your money to your feelings because, it's sad that when someone dies, the money, family divides, so. Anyway, y'all, bye. Y'all have a nice day.